YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today is something I don't think I've ever done before actually, but I need to go over this Solar 3.0 Titan build with you because oh my god. Now, I've never done a build video before for Destiny just because build crafting is not really my thing, but I have to tell you about this because it is quite possibly the most ridiculous thing I have seen in Destiny 2 when it comes to PvE content. Now, and just forewarning, full disclosure, I also was never a Titan main. It's never been my preferred class. I've always preferred to use hunters. But this build makes it impossible for me not to. You can't die. Okay, I mean, you can, but I'm gonna show you just how ridiculous this is. But let's go through the build first. Obviously, the number one thing is that you need to be on your Solar subclass, but let's talk about your aspects and your fragments. Aspects first, you need Soul Invictus, okay? Soul Invictus gives you 2 fragment slots, and your Solar ability Final Blows, so your Hammer of Soul impacts, defeating scorched targets, both create sunspots, and your abilities regenerate faster while you're in them, and your super drains slower while you're in sunspots. And while you're in sunspots, you get the restoration effect. This is a must-have aspect for any Solar Titan build, but especially this one because this build is the Invincible Solar Titan. Now, the other aspect is Roaring Flames. Final Blows with your Solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of your Solar abilities, and that stacks 3 times. We're not going to get too much into the Roaring Flames part of this build, but with the Baby Hammer, it does crazy damage, but we're going to focus on the health and regeneration aspect of it right now. All right, you get 4 fragments with these 2 aspects. 1, Ember of Searing. Defeating those scorched targets grants melee energy, so you get your hammer back, but it adds plus 10 recovery, and that's what's so important with this particular build. You have the Ember of Wonder. Rapidly defeating multiple targets with the ignitions gives you an Orb of Power, but plus 10 resilience, which is a key factor in this build. Over here, you have the Ember of Solace, which gives radiant and restoration effects, and increased duration, which is an extra 5 seconds on top of the normal 10. And the last fragment is the Ember of Torches. So powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant, which increases your damage. Now, there can be an argument here that instead of Ember of Solace, you get the Ember of Empyrean. It's really up to you. The thing is, with the armor set that I have and how I'm building around it, the minus 10 resilience is just not something that I want to have. And so it's really up to you. And I'm going to show you that this doesn't necessarily require Empyrean to be ridiculous. Now, Loreley is an absolute requirement. The sunspot created with the improved solar restoration when you're critically wounded is the key to this build. And I'm also running 100 resilience because it does provide a 40% damage reduction now in PvE, which is just bonkers. There's no way that doesn't get nerfed at some point. And I'm running the max recovery that I can. I'm so close to 100. I just can't quite get there with the armor that I have. If you can run double 100s in resilience and recovery, it will somehow bust this build even more. But you know what? Let me just prove it to you. Enough talking about it. Let me show you. This is the first part of the dungeon. This is the normal, like, legend dungeon. It's not the master level. But I'm just going to sit here. And when the War Beast gets here, we'll see how long we last. Because the thing is, it's insane. If you are struggling trying to solo or maybe 2-man dungeons in this game or do high-level activities and you're struggling, this is the build for you. Now, there's nothing wrong with this build whatsoever. You can just see that I'm constantly in Soul Invictus and just about always have max restoration. And because of all of this stuff that's going on, I just about always have my class ability, always have my melee, and always have my grenade. I'm just sitting still. I'm doing nothing. I still have my class ability. If I get critically wounded again, I will just heal. Look at this. This is the most broken thing in Destiny 2. Guys, if you are not running this build and you're a Titan main, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to let me know because this is ridiculous. Definitely not broken at all. I did the entire first room essentially without moving. yeah, YouTube, I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Let me know, comments down below if you've tried this build, if you have suggestions on somehow making this thing better. let me know. I look forward to reading them and frankly getting some ridiculous comments, I am sure. See you in the next one. Bye.